What's good out there, peoples? It's Sergeant Tyson. Boy, I got some topics coming up. I've been working on my home. A lot of stuff coming up soon. I've been at it, dealing with child support, fuck child support, and this is my forte on this thing right here, right? She's too old to mold, but she expects you to pick up the tab. Like I said again, she's too old to mold, but she wants you to pick up the tab. If a woman invites you or asks you to go out on a dinner date with her, and you notice that soon as the check comes around, she's expecting you to pay for it. But she's the one who asked you out on a date to go eat. But she expects you to pay for the entire meal. But she gets, then, I went out with this chick. She's like 49 years old. She asked me out. I didn't ask her. I told her, hey, I'm on a diet. I really don't eat during the afternoon. I only eat like breakfast and sometime during that like midday, around like 4 or 5 o'clock, that's when I eat, and that's it. I'm done for the rest of the day. And she says, yeah, but I said, all right, fine. We went to TGI Fridays. She ordered something, and I said, look, I just want to get some cheese sticks. She looked at me with a side eye. Said, like, why are you getting cheese sticks for? And I told her straight, like, look, there's nothing on here that I can really eat off the menu because all this stuff is, it's not for me. Unless I'm with my family, it's a different thing. It's a different thing when if I'm with my family, fine. But I gotta stick to my commitment of cutting back of what I eat. So we talked a little bit. She asked me what I do for a living. I said, I'm a mechanic. Who do you live? And she asked me, who do you live with? The usual question, as always, asked by most black and brown women. They ask you, who do you live with? And I tell her, I live in my own apartment. It ain't fancy, it ain't big, it's affordable. That's all I have to say. Never tell them what you do for a living. If you own multiple properties, you own a house, whatever, you don't tell them that until, that's optional if you want to tell them and brag about it. But for me, I stopped doing that. I always tell them, like, if it comes around to the second date or the third date, if it makes it to the second date to the bedroom, then cool. Then you show her a little something. But, this woman expected me to she expected me to pay for the tab. Then she complained about, like, oh, you didn't even tip. You didn't pay the tip. I was like, hold up. You're the one who came out with this all assumption that I'm supposed to pay for all this shit. You're the one who came out asking me out on a date, and you complaining about, like, oh, at least you got a free meal out of me and stuff. You could at least say thank you. I was like, excuse me? I was like, after all this time, when women do it to men, go out on these high-end fancy dinners and lunches and stuff just to fill their bellies for a free meal, but tells me about it like, Like, oh, I should be ashamed of myself. I'm like, yo, I never asked you out yet. I say, hey, I didn't mind. We can do a meet and greet and probably just do something later on. Because I didn't tell her, like, look, I'm working on my place. I'm not doing anything special. And that was it. She's saying, I don't think this is going to work out. And the thing is, when she told me that she was recently separated, legally separated from her husband, I was like, oh no. Big red flag for me. I do not mess with married women. I don't care if I don't mess with a woman that's been divorced for less than 3 years. Less than 3 years. Because she still have to go get therapy. She still have to go out and get help and stuff for 3 years. Oh, I was recently separated or legally separated from my husband. No, I ain't going for that. Nope, sorry. You still married to that motherfucker? No way. She tells me, oh well, yeah, my two youngest lives with my husband, with my husband, and my oldest lives with me. The oldest live with you. And I was like, yeah, boy. Just one of those women that's just looking for a rebound. I got content coming up, so like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.